I haven't started Krishna because
Yeah.
Danish has given a mini project, like it's taking a long time.
Uh, okay. No worries. Yeah. Mini project. I haven't seen that project. Where did you final assignment? Okay. The company create a cost center. Wow. Wow. Yeah, this is a good assignment. You guys will be busy. Okay.
Hey, Krishna.
Yep.
Krishna. The license you
Yeah.
have
Hi.
for the Oracle XML editor, the license you have for the Oracle XML editor,
Mm-hmm.
the license type, I was trying to download that. Is the license type is enterprise, academic, or professional?
You can get enterprise. It will be a free version only, anyways. Let's see if I can
Okay.
Oxygen. Yeah, enterprise. And enterprise and
Enterprise.
professional, all three are same. It doesn't make any difference.
Okay.
Anyways, it's a free version for 30-day trial.
Right. I think it's, I figured out, it's actually the money because academic is $99. Enterprise is
Okay.
another $100, I think, and professional is like $600. So you were not wrong. It was like 500. So what they've done is for students, academic, they've kind of priced it $100.
Yeah. This is very costly to get one. Okay. I think everybody's here. 12 participants. Yeah, okay. I almost see everyone. Okay. Let's get started. Yeah, I won't keep you guys long. I'm not sure if you guys get a chance to start that report that we're discussing, but it's fine. I know Dhanush gave you a big assignment to do. So whenever you get a chance, once that's complete, you can do this report. Yeah, maybe in the next couple of days, right? Once we go to core connectors and other stuff, we don't need this report anyhow, so we'll be fine. But once we get to Studio, by the time if this report is ready, you can use your own report into Studio, so that will be easier. Right? Otherwise, you have to build it again. So let's go to Xslt. Let's just see some functions of Xslt. We do a new share. Okay. So this is where we left off, right? This is where we left off on the weekend, on Thursday, saying that, okay, I have my XML, which is a three record XML, and I have different employee IDs, different people in there, and then I have my Xslt, which is parsing that XML and creating these things. And what I've done in my Xslt is I initiated a template, and I'm saying match every element of it, match the entire template, and within that template, within that XML template, look for each report data / report entry. So what am I XML? So for each report entry, so report entry 1, report entry 2, basically loop it and say value of select my employee ID, the first employee ID, the full legal name, and then this is my line feed, right? So this is where my line feed goes in. Okay. So this is one way to do it. And next, let's see what are variables. So variables are something that you can initiate on top of your code and use it multiple times in your Xslt, right? For example, line feed or a record separator, you use it very often in your code because for each record you have to separate it with something, right? So in such cases, you can create it as a variable and then just initiate it. Best thing to one very good example of creating a variable is a comma separator, right? So you don't have to change. If you create a variable of a comma initially, and if you want to change it to pipe, you can just change the variable instead of changing the entire code, right? So let me go back to my template and then say XSL variable. Give it a name. Let's give it a line feed, and then select. I'll give this value. Uh, yeah, it's not liking the space. Okay. Yes. So this is my variable. I gave it a name, line feed, and then I gave it a value of this. So in my code, instead of using the hard-coded value, I can just use my variable. I'll say $, and then my line feed comes up. So I'll do line feed, which should result in the same output. If I run the report or Xslt, it should result in the same output because we're just creating a variable. Right, let's create another variable. variable name separator, and then give it a select of to a comma. And then after each line, what I'll do is I'll insert my comma, XSL value of select, dollar to call that variable separator. XSL value of select, dollar. And let me give one more field here, XSL value of select. Let's do WD. Let's see the active status of the employee. And then let me run it. And you should see a comma separating each value and then a line field at the end. Right. Okay. Now we have seen how to create a variable. So we have created a variable within my template, and then I'm using it. You can also create variables out of your template. If you want to use it in multiple templates, it's no wrong. So you can create it in a different, on the whole Xslt and use it in multiple templates if you're creating multiple templates, right? And then what else? What are the codes we have? Let's see. It's my in variable. Let's see. We have seen for each. Okay. So we have given for each is a looping. Just create a loop. Okay. And then I also need, then what if for each group? If I want to group certain employees by a cost center or something, I can do it as well, right? So I can create a for each group based on let's do for each group by company. For each group, and then.
So is it true that we are trying to transform the XML file we got it from Workday so that we can deliver it for any Workday integration? That's the objective.
We can, yeah. So we're creating an XSLT. We got our XML from Workday, and we are trying to build it in Oxygen because it's a good tool, and then we upload this XSLT that we have built into our EIB. Yep. So we can use that EIB to deliver a CSV file or a pipe delimited file to the vendor.
Yep. You're basically transforming it.
Yep.
You transform, you deliver. Okay. Thanks.
For each group, how do I use for each group by, let's do a company. One attribute. Let's see. What is for each group? For each group SLT. All right. Group by, and give me, what do I want to group by? WB. I don't want group by cost center. Okay. I want to group by my cost center. Let's just quickly run it and see. So it just gave me the first one because it's trying to group. And if I just give a cost center value here, so instead of my legal name, let's give a cost center. have a cost center. I don't want my employee ID. So it is basically grouping by cost center. It has one cost center and then all active status is one. So it's grouping like that. If I change my active status, it should. I mean, no. Just trying to look for it. Interesting. Yeah, let's get to this group at the end. I mean, we need to do some research on it. I forgot how to write the syntax. Let's go to if. Let's go to the simple if. Control C, Control C, Control. Okay. So this is where we are step by step. And then I want to do an if condition. I want to say, give me only employees where active status equal to 1, right? Currently, there is Batman has an active status of 0, right? So my if condition will be Xslt if, and then you need to give it a test. You need to give it a Boolean expression, right? You need to give it a true or false. So my true or false will be WD active status equal to 1. And X. I want to, so my if condition is valid for the entire section. Run it, I only see where my active status equal to 1. And also make my if condition valid for only certain fields or elements. So if I made it only for employee ID, then I won't see the Batman's employee ID. That's it. It's just where you finish it off and where you open it. Right. Currently, this is set for my entire thing. So that's a simple if condition, and you can write multiple ifs depending on your requirement. So can I write an if under an if? Let's see. Cost center equal to or cost center equal to 33 global India. So this is a text, so I have to do it in a single quote. Where do you want it? Yeah, it's here. Okay. An access live. There's an access live. Value of text associated with an element access must not contain the character backslash.
There is no closing quotation there.
Yeah. Yep. Got it. Thank you. So I have my if under an if. So if I run it, should probably keep the same record because everybody has it. So let me just change this to rim10, and then if I run it, now I don't see the employee ID of Bruce Willis because his cost center is not this one. So you can write multiple ifs within an if. So that should be okay. Okay. The remove this to normal. Okay. Now we have if. We looked at if. Let's go to the next one. Let's create a choose or when condition, right? When is like your evaluate expression in your calculated fields. So if you have multiple true or false conditions that you want to evaluate, so based on your order, whichever condition meets the first criteria, that will evaluate it true, and you will get the result of it. Right? It will not go and look for the other scenario. So it goes in an order. So if the first scenario is true, then it will exit the choose, giving you the result of the first scenario. So instead of if, let's do a choose. Choose. So choose is always a little different. So you have your choose opening and closing tag, and then within that choose, you can write your multiple when conditions, right? You can write your multiple when conditions. Like, for example, let's do WFD active status equal to 1. Let me put employee ID and separator in there. Okay, this should give me the 2 records. Employee ID. Right. And if my active status is equal to 0, they should only give me 1 record. Right. In this scenario, it's similar to if, but if you have like multiple conditions, let's say if you have 3 or 4 conditions and if you want to evaluate each condition, and then you can use it, choose. For example, I think. Yeah, let's do something like, let's see which field. Let's do position. Right. So within this position, instead of active status, let's do position equal to single quotes. Give me my administrator coordinator. Okay. You get all 3, right? But if you have a different thing here saying just the coordinator, and if you have administrative here, then you'll only get Bruce. But what if I want to also check for administrative in the second and give a different output, right? So I write my when again, just copy. Or I can write it actually, yeah, let's do Xslt when. After a when within a choose, I'll say my WP position equal to, I'll just do administrative. Okay. And within this condition, what I'll ask is, instead of giving me employee ID, full name, and active status, give me Xslt value of select, give me the employee's cost center, Xslt value of select. I need a separator. Just the active status, and then give me a line feed at the end. Okay. Now, what I'm expecting to say is, okay, whenever the position is equal to administrative coordinator, then I should get all these 3 fields. But whenever for a record, a position is equal to just administrative, I should get these 2 values instead of these 3, right? But if my position doesn't match to either of this, it will just exit choose. Run it. So for Bruce Wills, you see the first condition meeting. So the position equal to administrative coordinator, and then you see all the 3 values. For the second one, it's just meeting to administrative, right? Yeah, the second one is coordinator, and you don't have a coordinator in any of your when conditions. So it exited out. The third one is administrative, So it's matching your criteria, then it will enter. But you have to make sure it always checks in an order. If this first condition is met, it will not even check the second condition. It will exit your choose. Okay, we have to be careful when writing conditions that are similar to each other. This is a very easy example.
There is no break option in this choose one, right?
No, you can do otherwise.
Otherwise, yeah. Okay, there's otherwise.
Yeah, there is otherwise. So let's do otherwise. Thank you. I almost forgot. Yeah, there is otherwise. Let's do Xslt value of select. Let's do nothing. Run it. We give a line feed here. Okay. Because the second condition is not meeting either of any of the when conditions, it went to otherwise, like your default option. Yeah. Break. Yeah. Nice question actually. Let me check.
So we can write choose within the choose, right? In the when condition, we can write choose or else if else condition as well. And when criteria.
Yeah, if else you can write within it. So let's try within a when condition, right?
Mm-hmm.
When, let's do a if. Yeah, I wrote an if condition within an when, but I gave active status 1. Let's do an active status 0 and then run it. Yeah. And within this when, right? So the first criteria met, so this administrative coordinator is true, but your active status is false, so that's why it did not pick any of this. But let's just move this active status to somewhere after the employee ID. So you should at least see the employee ID in there. So, hold on, let me close it. Okay. Yeah, you should see the employee ID, and you did not see any of these because this condition is evaluated to false, right? And what else? What else I got? Okay, I have covered if, choose. Let's do some functions, manipulation functions like string length and things. Okay, so we have these now. So I'm removing this if. Let's not make it too complex. I mean, Xslt is pretty easy. You just have to remember some functions, and it's very easy to read. Then let's do a string length, right? So I want to see what's my string length of my full name, right? So how do I do it is, after my separator, let's do Xslt value of select. I write something called string length. You can pick from the drop down, but the syntax is string dash length. And then you open a bracket, curly bracket. Within that curly bracket, you can mention your XML tag, right? I want to do for full legal name. I want to keep a separator again here. Value of select, dollar separator. So this gives me the string length of my full name. So I have Bruce Wills at 11. Okay. And then it did not give a string length here because this is an entirely different when condition, which is not meeting any criteria. So It just did not give anything. So let me just remove these things. So we'll see. Removed all the ones. I just have one choose now. Bruce Wills is there. Okay. Now we have hard coded it to administrative coordinator, and we are only getting one syntax or one line, only Bruce Wills, right? But what if I want to just look for if a position contains administrative, right? How do I do it? Right. So I have my WD position. Just write it down here. Xslt test. Xslt1. When test contains, so my WD position has to contain administrative. Let me just get it from here. Yeah, administrative. Okay. So I'm saying if my position field contains an administrative, then this one condition is evaluated to true. Okay. Save it, run it. So I should see 2 now because I have 2 records where my position is equivalent to administrative or contains an administrative name. I don't have Batman with an administrative, which is coordinator. But the other 2 are administrative coordinator is one, and the other one is administrative. So I have 2. That's contained. And you can also do.
Can we do the substring also when comparing?
Yep, that's the next one. Yeah. So what I want to do contains within. Let's do substring separately, and then we try functions intertwined. Okay. Let's do substring for my full name. Xslt value of select substring. There's a substring after, before. Let's do substring after. After my WD full legal name, comma. I want my substring to go until 4. Administrative string language working substring. Substring after returns an argument of value arg1 that follows the value of arg2. The first occurrence of the value of arg2. Yeah, I'm doing that. I have my full legal name, comma, where I have. Oh, I don't have an underscore. Okay, I'll do space. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm looking for an underscore in the first name and it does not have, so that's why the value of substring after came as blank. But if I'm looking for a space, the substring after gave me Wills and gave me a Newman. Yeah. Just separate it with a. Okay. You can also substring based upon your string length, like 1 to 10 or something. Let's just see that. Xslt value of select. Substring. I'll give you WD full legal name, and I want to substring from position 3 to the heading. Now I have substrings from position 3 to ending. So I want to give an end character. I think I can do this. Yeah. Put a separator here to easily understand. Xslt value of select dollar separator. Okay. Now I substring basically the characters from 3 to 7. And you want to try substring within a contains, right? So let's just also try that. So contains, let's just remove this. How do we contains substring? You can do WP position, comma, and you want a substring from character 3, 8. And then so you're creating a substring within a contains, right? So this is your substring expression, and then you want to give a contains also. So what we want to say is now let's not do the entire administrative. Let's just do guessing if we give this, it will be blank. There's an error. Hold on. Location 9. Whatever. To substringing my position. Just create a variable instead of doing this like this, right? Let's just create a variable on the top. Let's say Xslt variable will be my substring, and then my contains will take the just my name. So my name is position string, and then select is substring. And I'm gonna do dollar position string contains add. Interesting.
Within quotes, single quotes for the substring?
No, looks good. So let's just print the substring. Let's see what is coming out. Value of select position string. I'm gonna put this entire thing in comments. So how do you do comments is the exclamation mark dash dash and then put this choose. So I made this entire choose into comments, and I'm just printing the position string. Okay. Select dollar line feed. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, previously why is it not evaluating? It should evaluate. If I remove this. To let's do add. Well, we did nothing different. Okay, so if I do in this way, it's coming. But if I do it directly, it's not coming. I don't like it. Control C. I'm gonna put, instead of position string, the entire thing again, and let's try it again. It is working. Says to ministria instead of add, and I should see values. Okay, yeah, you can use it like this. I don't know what happened previously. Maybe it's just some closing tag or something that we missed. But you can do a contains without this variable. Let's remove this variable. You can do a contains substring, and within the position, if it has these characters in there, just give me the result. Or if it remove one character, it should be okay, because it's not matching anything, and that's why it's giving an error. Got it. Okay. Never mind. So that's my substring within a contains. So let's do concat. Right? We substring it now. Let's try to concat it back. So let's concat. Let's concat a company and cost center. Right? Let's do Xslt value of select concat, and I can write multiple arguments here. So let's start with the Xslt position. Let's do a comma, single quotes. Let's do a dash, and let's do comma again. WT cost company, comma, single quote. I'm giving a hyphen in between all of this. Let's do a WT cost center. If I run it, it should concatenate my position, company, cost center separating by a dash. Right. So I have my position, administrative coordinator, dash, my global services, dash. EMEA one is my cost center, I guess. Oh, okay. This entire thing is my cost center. Okay. That's how you use concat. Let's try to use. So what if I want to replace? So I have so if you observe, right? So administrative coordinator is my position. It is separated by a hyphen, like I said, and company is separated by a hyphen, but company and cost center are separated by a hyphen, but my cost center also has a hyphen. So in such scenarios, right, if your separator is, your field also has a separator, like for example, your value in the field has a comma, then your CSV file will be in a wrong structure, right? So for example, my job profile has a comma, or my cost center has a comma, and then my CSV file is broken because that comma is dividing it into a different field. So how do I replace certain elements with a space or with a different character if the field is available, if the field has a character like that, right? What I do is I create something called translate. So let's just do it separately now. Xslt value of select. I want to do cost center here, and Xslt value of select. Let me do a separator. I'm gonna put this in comments. Okay. I just see my cost center here. Everything in comments. Let's be clear. And I just see my employee ID and my cost center, and I have a hyphen in between my cost center, and I don't want it. Right. So I can write the function called translate, Xslt value of select, translate. What am I translating? I'm translating my cost center, comma, with or which has, I'm looking for a hyphen, and I'm replacing it with next to nothing. I'm just saying remove it, right? If I'm replacing it with nothing. If I run it, add a line speed or XSL value of select dollar. If I run it now, my hyphen is gone. It's just replaced with nothing. I have 2 characters here. I have 3 characters here. Okay, but if I want to replace it with a percentage symbol, I can also do it. Instead of hyphen, you'll get a percentage. Okay, right now I just replaced with a hyphen. So I'm going to use this translate. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to put it right in place of cost center. Okay, I'm going to remove these comments. Okay. Now if I run it, my concatenation, these comments here, my concatenation should not have an height, right? Yeah, it's very simple. And then, so you can also do this in a variable. So you can write a variable on top of here. Just say, I'm gonna just copy it, and I'm gonna create a variable right here, XSL variable. Sorry. XSL variable name, translate, and then name, and then select the variable. The value will be my translate function, and I'm gonna use this variable here instead of the entire concatenate or translate function, which is even the same. It results in the same output, right? So you can use create variables if you are using it multiple times. So for example, if I'm using this translate cost center function multiple times within my code, I can create a variable, and then I can just change this variable if I want to in future, if I want to replace it with a star or 8 star, and then if I run it, changes. Okay.
Krishna, for trimming the spaces, do we have to use the same translate function, or do we have any separate delivered function?
Trimming spaces. Yeah, getting there. So we have something called normalized space. So you might have seen line feeds. So if you're looking for if you're using a rich text field usually in your reports or in your XML, it will have extra spaces. It will have extra carriage returns in there. So what you want to do is you want to do a normalized space. So what it will do is, let's just see, XSL value of select, normalized space, and then I want to do my argument, which is my cost center. Run it. And then if my cost center has an extra this normalized space is usually used for rich text fields. So this is just a text field, and I'm not removing any spaces. Yeah, normalized space is used for removing line feeds and carriage returns, not in this scenario, not like this. Or something like this. I think my normalized space should work. Nope, it is not working. Let's just Google it. If there is a white space, then you can use normalized space. I suppose I have to, let's see. I have a function go from this DSN, and it has a space here to this. Please be aware that currently it does more than what it requested. Normalized space will not only remove the leading and trailing white spaces, but it will also install a single space character in place of any sequence of consecutive white spaces. A regular expression can be used to handle such leading or trailing white spaces. So I have my, there is a replace, of course. If my attribute is like this with white spaces. Okay, just try. Just to, yeah, this is not a picture.
But I think I have to put the spaces in the first and last and connect with.
What should back? It's just adding spaces. That should not do it. Oh, hold on. Did it do it? Let me extend this comment. Let's just see cost center. Not see everything. Okay, yeah, it is doing it. I mean, this guy, yeah, this normalized space is actually removing the spaces and line feeds. I'm right. Okay. I mean, the way it's confusing is because we have a value of select that's concatenating the cost center again. So this guy is not normalized. So let me remove this comments again. Let's just put comments back to it. Let's just do it back here. Okay. Now if I run it, so this first one, this first value of select, which is concatenating the position, company, and everything, this does not have a normalized space normalization. So this one is giving me these all line feeds. But I can also do that here. So I can insert in front of concat, I can put a normalized space. And this will automatically remove me the spaces and line feeds, extra white spaces. Okay. Is that the question you asked?
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Thank you.
That's good. Let's see what other.
I have one more question. Like if you go to our simple XML, in that, let's consider the report entry has an attribute.
Report entry, give it an attribute. Okay.
So something like ERP or something like that. And so when I'm trying to print the cost center, I want to go back to the report entry and make sure that if the descriptor is ERP, then only print the cost center. Like I'm already into the report entry. I just want to go back a little above, one root above, and then see if it is ERP, and then only print it. So how can we achieve that?
Okay. Let's do it. Open code descriptor.
It's in quotations, ERP.
Why is it giving me error here? Based on our XSP, a descriptor is not allowed on report entry. That's fine. Let's just keep it there. Let's see what it takes. Okay, so Boolean has item type, requested item type of the text of chain node, Boolean. My descriptor is not evaluated. Let's just try it in a different way. Just run the thing. Let's just say value select dot slash. Okay. So many costs. Okay, so I mean, I'm already in report entry now, so I went a step back using dot backslash, and then I'm looking for ERP. If it is ERP, in this case, it is true, but why is it true in all cases? It should not happen because
it's a if criteria. I have to put if criteria there. It's just, you're selecting it, but there is no if clause there.
I'm selecting. Come again? If
You selected the value. Value select. Okay, it's looking through.
yeah, I selected the value. I just want to see what the condition is evaluating to.
Okay.
It's evaluating to true. I mean, it's evaluating to true in all cases. It should not happen. It should only evaluate to true in one case.
Or can we put if clause instead of select? Because it's a loop in the loop, I believe. This is like.
Okay. Close the if. Or what?
Test.
What? You don't like me? Come on. Why? Okay. Should have an. You have to like me. Okay. Then would have must be terminated with matching and tag. It is. Yeah. Sometimes this thing doesn't. Have my if condition, if my test for each. And I went back a step, went to my descriptor. It's not recognizing this if, as if it's not there. Okay.
It's like for the descriptor ERP, I think you should not give the backslash on the top.
This backslash is like I'm trying to get
in the last before ending the tag, because we have the end tag.
Yes. Thank you. See, that's why I don't like it. Okay, now what is it? Grab descriptor ERP. Okay, we're still on the parent tag, so it's basically giving us this. The first one is only true because ERP is only given here. So we are still on report entry tag. We did not go deep into the next tag. So for our example, we have to do a step down. Right? Yeah. How do I format my?
Probably you can put this descriptor at the cost center tag, and then you can.
Yeah. So I'm trying to do. So let's create something like an organization structure. Let's do something like we did last time, right? So let's do org wt org, close it, and then let's do this cost center and company within the orgs. And descriptor equal to cost center, and then the value is this. And I have another org where my descriptor is equal to company. The value is this. This. Now if I run for it, any cost center. Okay, I'll not get any cost center because there is no cost center tag. So let's put SSL value of select. Let's do an org wp. This guy doesn't org. I got the cost center because that's the first one that met this condition for org, right? But if I want @descriptor equal to comp, I can do select org @descriptor equal to comp. Okay, I don't want it to evaluate. It's giving me true or false condition. No, I want it to look for where my org type equal to. Let's try. Let's see. This is good.
Is this case sensitive?
I did use a small d.
No, the org is on the second one where the comp is, the O is small case, and you have it uppercase.
Okay.
The other one is a lowercase over there. So I don't know if it's case sensitive.
It is case sensitive for sure. Now it is saying, yeah, I have a value. Okay. I mean, the value it came to true. But what I'm trying to do is not evaluate. I'm trying to do is print. Yeah, something wrong in that. The org. Coded with Xslt value of select at descriptor. Can you give me at descriptor? Let's see if I have an example. I always use simple XML. Usually I will not get these types, but
So I'm wondering if, because it's checking for the condition if descriptor equal to comp, if you have to put the descriptor one more time. I'm just guessing.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it evaluated true, but we have to give the value out of it. So it's like I'm missing some bracket somewhere.
Okay.
I'm not sure where it is. So it's kind of community. I should easily find something.
Oh, can you try as other rate? Star at the rate instead of WD colon org, take
wanna try me star at rate?
Yeah.
Like this?
I'll try that.
I mean, still we are looking for everything where descriptor equal to. Yeah, it's giving me a true. It's saying, yeah, I found a comp. Yes, but we have to find a way to get a value out of it. What's my value where my descriptor equal to comp? Descriptor Xslt. How do I return this? Yep.
Just put descriptor there. Can you try that? Just put descriptor and stuff equal matching there.
Yeah. Getting there one. Already phone type at descriptor. This now gives me both I mean, we are going until descriptor. We have to go one step beyond and get the value out of the descriptor, out of the arc where descriptor equal to. We try it. See community. At address line data. Let me share my screen. Okay. So I have my phone type where my descriptor equal to telephone, and then on device type. What is guys saying? If you can use the descriptor value, it is we already did. We know what descriptor value is. What exactly an example of the descriptor? Give me the address line data. Bracket at descriptor equal to this. Okay. I think we need to do a square bracket. I did it, right? Much configure XPath parser to handle it. Oh, this is the different XPath syntax 3.1. You must configure the PSX part 3.1.
That's
Probably the syntax, right?
We'll see it later. Like, we'll go ahead and move with the other topics.
Come again? Oh, you're saying we'll see it at the end?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I just see it at the end. Yeah, if I prescriptor. Or waste time. Yep. What else I got? Let's see. Some other functions I'm trying to finish today. My notes. So I covered translate. We have format. We covered normalized space. We have format date as well. We can use format date to format the text. But the main thing we're trying to do is like how do we create a fixed width files, right? So fixed width files are normal, regular files that vendors always use. So for creating a fixed width file, we know the string length, the maximum string length it should go, and we need to fill it with spaces, right? So typically, how do I write a fixed width is, if I have to write it entirely on my code, I do concat substring. Let's do my position, comma. I'm giving it a maximum length of 20. I think I'm have to do it the other way around, but I'm filling the remaining with spaces. Yeah, I have to do it that way around. Let's concat this, substring this, and then I get my spaces here, and I get my length here. Now I'm concatenating my position with a 30 character or 40 character spaces, and then I'm substringing it with all the spaces I have, right? Why is it very odd today? I have my employee ID, and then I have my administrative coordinator. Okay.
Since we can substringing from the fifth position, I think
Yeah,
first
substringing
it's
from
got
the fifth position.
yeah, first 5 digits, 5 characters.
Yeah, we're doing it the other way around, so we have to do it this way. So we have to substring from the first character and give it a maximum length of 20. So it's just accepting now 20. If I turn it to 50, it should accept until 50, and it should give me all spaces. So let me add one more SSL value of select position. So now I'm basically adding remaining spaces where my maximum length should be always 50, or my length of the field is 50, and then I'm adding remaining 30 or 20 spaces extra, right? So that's a typical way to do it. That's mostly we are hard coding this thing. So we can write functions to do the same thing. You can write an Xslt function to do something like this without you hard coding all the spaces in between and then writing this concat and substring together, right? So an example of it is I have a function here. Let's go through this. Put it somewhere. Put it. I think we can put it to the template. Yeah. Let's put it at the end. Okay. So we have a function called this format fixed length. That's what the function's name is. I mean, we can give it any name. And then we have two parameters in that. One parameter is my string value, like my value of my position or my cost center or something. And then the other value is what is the fixed length you want? What is the maximum or minimum length you want the field to be? So these are the two parameters we have initialized within this function. And then we are saying, okay, my value of select, give me a substring of my string value, which is my position in this example, from 1 to 20 or 1 to 50. So that's what we did, right? That's what we did. Substring, position, 1 to 50. And then like he created a variable, or the function has a variable saying, okay, from my fixed length, whatever the length I gave to for this function, it might be 50 in this case, 50 minus string length of string value. So I'm calculating my position's length. So it is a 15 length character or something. So I'm calculating 50 minus 15 is 35, which is given into my remaining length. So if my remaining length is greater than 0, for each select 1 to remaining length, give me a space. So this function is basically doing the same thing, this one, but it reduces our job of giving this concat and substring and then all the spaces in between, right? So in order for this function to work, we need a namespace, this namespace. So let's add a namespace here. XML ns this dot file. Is it wrong? I think I got it. What's my name? Oh, XML this is my namespace. Yeah. Variable space has not been declared. So we did not declare a variable space, so it's giving again error. So let me declare it on top. Let's declare it here before the template itself. XSL variable name equal to space, and then select, give me a value called space. Yeah, it's the same space. Okay. Now I have to use this function, right? So I have my position, which is on my, let's give it here, position, and then I'll just giving a separator for our reference. We give me a pipe separator here, pipe, and then I have okay, and I have one more separator value of select. Now let me use that function XSL value of select. This format fixed length. So once we initialize our function, Oxygen will recognize that we want to use it. So this format fixed length. So we have two parameters here. One is WD position, and the next parameter is our, what is this, fixed length. So what's my maximum length I want the file to be? 50, or the record to be 50, right? So what it essentially will do is when this function is introduced, so it will call this function and it will do this calculation and it will return us the value. We quickly run it. So now you see the position and the position along with the spaces. This is this. And the final one is administrative coordinator. This is done by this function. We add a space to identify where we ended. Oh, come on. Okay, so this is ending here. So functions, I mean, you can build functions for fixed event. You will always use this function. I can send you this document and you can have it. And we'll also have functions like padding zeros in front of a number. So if you want to do that, you can also create a function similar to this. I mean, those are the main function examples I've seen. Other than that, I've never created any functions that does Most of them will manually code it. We will not create functions because we don't use them too often. But the main one that we use too often is this function.
Krishna, do we have a separate file where it has all the functions and you can call those functions into your original Excel file where you're trying to code or something?
I mean, you can reference a different Xslt file to call your functions. Maybe that's possible for Xslt, but for Workday, right, you'll only have one option to input. So you only have to put one Xslt file into the tenant. So it will give you an error, or I mean, it will not, because once you upload your Xslt file into the tenant, you will not see if the function, you're not uploading the function file also, right? You're just uploading your Xslt, the main Xslt, not the function file. So Workday will not recognize that you are calling a function from a different file in that case.
Okay.
So, yeah. So what others we have? We see normalized space. We have seen templates. So we have created a template here. You can also create templates for headers and footers. So if you are trying to do a header, you can do a different header. If you want to have a header and if you want to have a footer also, how you can do it is you can probably create templates. That's what I call. We quickly get it. Let's write it. Whatever. Yeah, I'm trying to do a template match here. Let me close this template. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create two or three templates. So one for the header, which has its own records, and one for the body, which has the records of the entire file, and the last one for the footer, right? So I can do Xslt template. Call template, I'm going to do a header template, Xslt call template, I'm going to do a body, Xslt call template, I'm going to do a footer. Okay, so I have three templates here. Everything is doing a different job. So I initiate the three templates. So now I have to call these three templates, right? Yeah. Now I have to give template. Xslt template. Name equal to, I'm calling my header now. And then what I'm going to do in my header is I just will print Xslt value of select. I'll just print header as a text. And then I'll do a line feed. Okay. And then I'm going to do one more template for body. Access template name, body. And then this template covers the entire body of our Xslt. So my for each, until my for each, right? And then now I want to initiate a template called footer. Xslt value of select. Yeah, you're not getting line feed here, right? So you observe when I try to look for line feed within this template, we're not getting, because line feed was initiated within body template. It's not initiated on the overall Xslt, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this variable from here and make it a global. I'll do it global here. In this case, I can use that line feed anywhere. Why is this guy even working? Should not. Now I have my line. Okay. So what it should create is it's giving my header, footer. So using these templates, you can differentiate between your headers and footers, and you can write you can call those templates whenever necessary, right? So you can create an entire different templates, right? For example, when you're doing a Cobra, right, or some integration like we discussed before, like where you need a dependent line and you need a line for your spouse, and where you need a line for your benefit records or events. So in that case, you can write templates for each, and you can write an entire main template where you can write if conditions to say if there is a benefit event, call the benefit template, and then get values from the benefit template and put it there. And next, if there is a dependent event, call the dependent template. Right? Those you can use it. And headers and footers you always use templates, because usually a header will have mostly a constant text where it will have your company ID, it will have what type of file it is, things like that. And footer will have a count. And you can also do a count. Let's do a count actually. Let's do a count in the footer. Xslt value of select count. What I'm trying to count here is how many records I have, right? So I have WD. I have WD colon, my report entry, report data slash WD colon, my report entry. Run it. So it should give me the count, how many records are there. Right? But if I have a condition, like for my body, I have a condition, right? So that's why I'm only getting one record. If I have to include this condition as well within the within the footer, within the count, in order to get it. No. Yeah, we are bad with descriptors. We'll do it again later. But otherwise, that's how we count it.
Krishna here, if the variable is a number or something, still we use the dollar symbol there, or is there anything like hash symbol we use it for number variables? We declare our own variables here, line feed or something. So these are all characters. Yeah. But if I want to declare a number variable, so the format will be the same, or is it like the dollar followed by the variable name for numbers also?
Number. I haven't tried ever. I mean, always when. Yeah.
I mean, it's like sometimes you might need to add the numbers and then put it on right to the file or something. Math or something.
You have to do multiplication or addition within the Xslt, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
Then you want to initiate a variable for number. Variable name, number, select 6. The variable now. Let's see if I can use the variable. Xslt. Come on. Select some. Some returns a value obtained by adding to the values in argument. If 0 is not specified, then the value returned for an empty sequence of X. 0 is specified. What just happened? Did it add? Okay. I'm going to remove this employee ID. It's a little bit confusing. Okay, yeah. So you can still use a dollar. My number is 6. I'm not just single quoting it, so it's not a text. Now it's recognized it as the number. I'm just adding my 5 plus my number.
Thank you.
Change my number. It should change to 65. Yeah. It's worth a try. I mean, that's how we learn it. I never used a number before, but number variable before I added and subtracted it. You can do it like this. Thank you. I learned something. That's all pretty much I have. Do you guys think of any other scenarios you want me to discuss or explore?
Can we do all the roundings and everything like how we do in other functions? Rounding up.
Yeah. Yeah. So there is something called format number. You can do rounding using format number. Let me see if I have an example. Rounding in Xslt. I have this one SSL value of number, format number. I have value can do it to double spaces. However, my XSL seems to have a problem 000. Just give it a try. Let's put some values in here. Let's put WP 0.00045 0.067. And then I want to make sure this format goes in my XSP. I mean, I'm just making sure it goes in my XSP, so it has the type and everything as number. So it removes, it identifies as a number, decimal. The occurrence is 0. Okay, now it's valid. Now I'm going back. I'm going to remove my descriptor if condition. Print it. I have my header, I have my footer. I don't want these things here, not to confuse me. Okay, we have it like this. Now what we're trying to do is we're trying to round a number, right? So we have a decimal. So let's do XSL value of select, format number, and I give me WP format, comma. I give it a picture, like I need it in this format. So basically, now this is rounding itself to this format. If I add a 0, it is rounding at that level, right? Depending on your picture that you're giving, it's rounding. But to your question, if you want to round up or round down, I don't know if there is a function for that. Should be. Round. It returns the number with no fractional part that is closest to the argument. There are two such numbers, then the one that is closest to the positive infinity is returned. Let's see. Yeah, this round is basically getting it to 1, right? So if I use that round, I'll probably have to give a 5, 6 here, or a 5 here, then it will result to 1. If I'm not wrong. Yeah, this is just rounding it to the nearest non-decimal number. But format number is rounding me here.
Okay.
I mean, you guys can play with it. I'm still playing, so you guys can play with it. There are so many scenarios that we can solve using Xslt, and most of it has answers. Stack Overflow is a very good resource. You will find everything there. And if you want, you can also go to this xsltfunctions.com. So what it is basically is it has all the Xslt functions that are listed. So you can do formatting, comparing, calculations, rounding. There are functions for rounding as well. So you can do function ceiling, rounds up to the next highest integer. So these are functions written. So you can use these functions. Okay. I think that's all for today. Guys, have any other questions? I have to work on that descriptor thing, and I'll let you guys know maybe in the next session. Yeah. Okay. If you guys don't have anything, let's wrap it up.
And can you share the recordings, Krishna?
Yeah. I'm trying to see where does Dhanush and Sheila used to share the recordings to you? Is it in the classroom?
Yes, they used to.
To put it on Google Drive and share.
They're putting it in the drive. So
So you can create your own folder, Krishna, and if you go to your classroom.
Okay, let's go to my classroom.
And then create a folder. I did
put a folder here, class recordings. I'm putting it there, but I'm not sure it's getting to you guys or not. So let me create a shareable link and give this link to you guys in my classroom. Okay, lab, about, add class materials. I'm going to give you a link. Class. You know where to find this, right? You know where to find your materials. So this link should be here. You guys can go to this folder, and I'm going to put all the classes in this folder. So I put the custom reports one here, the outbound ERB here, and I'm going to, once this recording is complete, I'll upload the next one.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that's what I have for today. Let's meet up on our regular Monday evening, 5:30 to 7, and let's go for connectors this time.
Thank you.
If you guys have any questions on EIPs and reports, let me know. Meantime, if Monday, if you have any questions, we'll discuss. Otherwise, we'll go to Core Connect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a good weekend. It's a long weekend.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Goodbye.